sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Much love to all.
In many Western cultures, people often have multiple given names. Most often, the first one in sequence is the one that a person goes by, although or, or although exceptions are not uncommon, such as in the case of John Edgar Hoover and Dame Marie Barbara Hamilton Cartland. The given name might also be used in compound form, as in, for example, John Paul, or hyphenated style like Bengt R. A middle name might be part of compound given name or might be instead a maiden name, a patronymic, or a baptismal name. Sometimes a given name is used as just an initial, especially in combination with the middle initial, such as with H.G. Wells, and more rarely as an initial, while the middle name is not one, such as with L. Ron Hubbard. The signature of Alexander Graham Bell. In England, it was unusual for a person to have more than one given name until the 17th century when Charles James Stuart, King Charles I, was baptized with two names. That was a French fashion, which spread to the English aristocracy following the royal example, then spread to the general population and became common by the end of the 18th century. Some double given names for women were used at the start of the 18th century but were used together as a unit: Anne Marie, Marianne, and Sarah Jane. Those became stereotyped as the typical names of servants and so became unfashionable in the 19th century. Double names are also common among Vietnamese names to make repeated names in the family. For example, Dang Vu Minh An and Dang Vu Minh An are two sisters with the given names Minh An and Minh An. Legal status. A child's given name or names are usually chosen by the parents soon after birth. If a name is not assigned at birth, one may be given at a naming ceremony, with family and friends in attendance. In most jurisdictions, a child's name at birth is a matter of public record, inscribed on a birth certificate or its equivalent. In Western cultures, people normally retain the same given name throughout their lives. However, in some cases, these names may be changed by following legal processes or by refusal. People may also change their names when immigrating from one country to another with different naming conventions. In certain jurisdictions, a government-appointed register of birth may refuse to register a name for the reason that it may cause child harm, that it is considered offensive, or if it is deemed impractical. In France, the agency can refer the case to a local judge. Some jurisdictions, such as Sweden, restrict the spelling of names. In Denmark, one does not need to register a given name for the child until the child is 6 months old, and in some cases, one can even wait a little longer than this before the child gets an official name. Origins and meaning. Parents may choose a name because of its meaning. This may be a personal or familial meaning, such as giving a child the name of an admired person or it may be an example of nominative uh, determinism, in which the parents give the child a name that they believe will be lucky or favorable for the child. Given names most often derive from the following categories: aspirational personal traits, external and internal. For example, the male names Clement means merciful, as popularized by Pope Clement I, saint, and his many papal successors of that name. Augustus, consecrated, holy, first popularized by the first Roman emperor, later as Augustine by two saints. English examples include numerous female names such as Faith, Prudence, Amanda, Latin worthy of love, Blanche, white, healing. Occupations, for example, George means worker. Example, farmer. Circumstances of birth, for example, Thomas meaning twin. Quintus, in Latin that means fifth, which was traditionally given to the fifth male child. Objects, for example, Peter means rock, and Edgar means rich spear. Physical characteristics, for example, Calvin means bold. Variations on another name, especially to change the sex of the name, Pauline, Georgia, or to translate from another language, for instance, the names Francis or Francisco, that comes from the name Franciscus, meaning friend or Frenchman. Surnames. Such names can honor other branches of a family where the surname would not otherwise be passed down. For example, the mother's maiden surname. Modern examples include Winston, Harrison, Ross. Many were adopted from the 17th century in England to show respect to notable ancestry, usually given to nephews or male grandchildren of members of the great families concerned, from which the usage spread to general society. This was regardless of whether the family name concerned was in danger of dying out. For example, with Howard, a family with many robust male lines over history. Notable examples include Howard from the Howard family, Dukes of Norfolk; Courtney, Courtney from the surname of the Earls of Devon; Trafford from the Welsh chieftainage Tudor Trafford, Lord of Hereford; Clifford from the Barons Clifford; Digby from the family of Baron Digby, Earl of Bristol; Shirley, originally a man's forename, from the Shirley family, Earls Ferrer; Percy from the Percy Earls and Dukes of Northumberland; Lindsay from that noble Scottish family, Earls of Crawford; Graham from that noble Scottish family, Dukes of Montrose; Elliot from the Elliot family, Earls of St. Germans; Herbert from the Herbert family, Earls of Pembroke; Russell from the Russell family, Earls and Dukes of Bedford; Stanley from the Stanley family, Earls of Derby; Vernon, Earl of Shippebrook; Dillon, the Irish family of Dillon, Viscount Dillon; Howard, the Howard family, Dukes of Norfolk. Oh, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Till the next time, much love.